What's up guys, back at it again with another video, and by request we're trying out a new subreddit today, IDon'tWorkHereLady. We're gonna see how it goes, hopefully you guys like it, and if you do, make sure you leave comments down below just to let me know that you're a fan and want to hear more of it. Alright, let's not waste too much time and get right into the good stuff. See you in a bit. I don't work here. Oh, hi mom. So, a few years ago, I worked for Nabisco as a sales service representative. Basically, I drove to supermarkets all over the country, unpacked pallets of Oreos, and stacked them in cardboard display cases. Though I did work in stores, I technically didn't work for them, since my main concern was displaying Nabisco products. But customers would always see a young adult unpacking boxes of cookies and think, hey, he must work here. The confusion caused more cases of I don't work here than I can count. Early into the job, I made the mistake of wearing a green polo while stacking at a giant supermarket and had 6 or 7 people ask me for help within an hour. After dealing with this for a few days, I accepted confused customers as part of the job and changed my top to a purple polo since there's virtually no supermarkets with purple uniforms. This outfit caused a noticeable decrease in customer questions, but there's always someone who'd walk up to me and ask, do you know where I can find some item? Working in the stores, I had a decent understanding of the layout around the cookie section. If I knew where an item was, I'd make a brief suggestion. If not, then I'd politely respond, I'm sorry, but I don't work for the store. On several occasions, this earned me some undeserving glares, but most people took a second glance at the purple shirt and realized their mistake. I tell this story because the phrase, I'm sorry, I don't work for the store, became so familiar to me that it was basically a new way of saying hello. When family and friends doing their grocery shopping would notice me and say hi, it took me a moment to switch out of work mode and recognize that they knew me. On one such occasion, I was on my knees stacking the bottom shelf of the Chips Ahoy cookies when I hear someone say, hi, my name. I start to reply, I'm sorry ma'am, but I don't work for, when I looked up and saw my mother's eyes looking back at me. My face went redder than a bag of chewy Chips Ahoy. My mom laughed at the situation and I joined to laugh with her. Overall, it was a pretty decent job for a college student, but I'll never forget apologizing to my mother for not working at Walmart. Maybe it's just me, or maybe it's the fact that we've been reading a lot of intense stories lately, but this one doesn't seem that intense. Personally, it seems pretty tame, which honestly is a nice change of pace. It's a cute, happy little story. I'll take it. We'll get something a little more intense here for the next one. I'm calling the owner. There's a little restaurant I go to. It's a nice little pub with really cheap food and a really friendly staff. They also have a shuffleboard table, and this is where the story begins. I was on my lunch break for my actual job. I'm a manager, so I usually wear nice polos or a button-up dress shirt. Anyways, I'm eating my lunch, playing shuffleboard with myself. The bar is being overrun by a bunch of people, and the poor bartender was all on her own. There weren't any employees helping with the tables or out in the dining room. I personally know the bartender, so I come up and asked if she needed any orders taken to any tables. She smiled at me and pointed to the plates that were on the serving tray. Those go to the table in the corner, she said and continued making drinks. I nodded and took the tray, and we made our way over to the table and served them. This one lady we'll call Karen. She had the I want to talk to your manager haircut style. Yeah, we all know what that looks like. Looks at me and scoffs. Karen. I have never seen it take this effing long for a sandwich. Me. Sorry about that, hun, but it's really busy at the bar, I say, pointing at my friend. Karen. I know, and yet you just sit at the shuffleboard table eating your effing sandwich while you let her drown. What kind of manager are you? I raised my brow before remembering how nicely dressed I am. Seeing she believed I was a manager there, I replied pretty normally. Me. Oh, I don't work here. Karen cuts me off. Don't try to bullcrap your way out of this one. I've heard enough. I'm calling the owner of this place right now and letting him know how much of an idiot you are. At this point, I'm just trying to explain how I just tried to help her, but she had her phone out and called the guy who owned the pub. Every time I tried to explain this to her, she just flipped me off. I rolled my eyes and walked back to the bar, telling my friend about the woman. Friend. Oh yeah, she's some entitled woman that comes in here every other day. She keeps complaining and trying to get everyone in trouble. She found out my boss's name and searched his number up in the phone book. So if any of us try to tell her something she doesn't like, she calls the boss. He usually just tells us to let her eat for free and get her to leave. Like I said, I'm a manager, so when I heard that, I could tell that wasn't a good idea. If you give a problem customer free things, they're just gonna come back causing more problems, expecting to get more free things. I go back to playing shuffleboard and eating my burger, and I see Karen storming up to me. Karen, I told him you are sitting here playing shuffleboard instead of helping your employees. He's on his way up here to fire you. Me, that's gonna be real hard for him to do, since I don't work here, dummy. Karen, she got red in the face and reached over and slapped me, now screaming. How dare you say that to me? I will F up your whole life, you waste of filth. Now I'm a simple man. I was raised never to hit a woman, but I'm a 2nd degree black belt in Taekwondo and a 1st degree black belt in Hapkido. I don't need to hit her to make my point. She goes to slap me again and I catch her wrist, pulling it behind her back and kicking out both her feet to bring her to her knees. She couldn't move from this position without shooting pain up her arms and neck. Believe me, I've been locked in this position before. At this point, the whole pub has turned to see the commotion and my friend has come over to me. Friend, Jesus, are you okay? Karen, let me go. I'm gonna have you effing arrested and I will sue you so hard you'll be lucky to living in a cardboard box. I asked my friend if she can get me some zip ties. Once she gets me some, I fashion a makeshift handcuff and restrainer. At this point, the owner walks in and sees this. Owner, holy crap, what happened? That's a fair reaction. Karen, your stupid manager assaulted me, that's what happened. I'm suing him and your business for this. Owner, he doesn't work for me. He's a regular here, lady. Karen got bright red in the face, but she sat there and stayed quiet now. I think she realized what kind of trouble she was in. After a few moments, the police arrived, and I explained the events that unfolded to both the owner and the police. My friend backed me up on all of it, despite Karen trying to deny it. The police officer asked if I wanted to press charges for assault. I said gladly. She was sent away in a police car, and no one has seen her since. I just don't understand when these entitled people decide to hit someone, and then are completely baffled when someone does anything back. I mean, this lady's just lucky he only restrained her. If it was the guy from yesterday, she had her teeth knocked out and her jaw dislocated, so she really dodged a bullet there. Want to order a burger from my house? Sure thing, lady. English is not my native language. Sorry for the bad grammar. Story isn't the most amazing one on this subreddit, but it's one of the most funny memories I have. So this happened when I was around 13, 14, back in the early 2000s. So at the time, we just had our landline phone reinstalled, but back then, you couldn't choose the number you have, so we had to accept the one that the phone company assigned to you. We have 8-digit numbers, and back then, the first 4 were used as identification of what city you were in, so many people had similar numbers. Examples, ours were 3933XPXZ, our neighbors were 3933XXPZ, and of course, that always led to some confusion. Our phone number happened to be 1 digit away from a nearby burger joint, so we had our fair share of wrong calls. They weren't frequent, so we didn't mind having 10-second calls like, person, is that from name of place? Me. Nope, sorry, you called the wrong number. The correct number is number, person. Oh, sorry, thanks. So, among these calls was AL, asshole lady. Now, AL started calling regularly on the weekends at night. As soon as I picked up the phone, she always started to shout her order and would get mad when we said she called the wrong number. For some reason, AL couldn't hold the information she was calling the wrong place, because no matter what she said, she'd always call in the next weekend, doing it all again. We, of course, started to think it was some kind of prank, because how can someone keep calling after being told several times? This went by for a month or so. She wasn't calling the right place? So in order for her to know once and for all, I decided to wait for the next call. Instead of telling her she got the wrong place, I was gonna roll with it. Next weekend comes by, I see AL's number on the caller ID, and I pick up. Burger joint, how can I? AL, oh finally, I'm always trying to call you guys and end up getting some asshole person who never attends me right. Turns out, it was real. Plus, the SOB never tried to call the right number we gave her, so she thought an employee was somehow trying to skip work. I was pretty mad, but held up the anger and continued. Me, we're sorry AL, hope this didn't cause you too much trouble. AL, I hope you fire them. This guy's lazy and don't want to work right. Now, can you take my order? Me. Sure thing. AL. Goes along describing a huge list of 5 types of burgers along with sodas, fries, and other stuff. During this, I was just punching random keys on my keyboard, pretending I was writing up her order. We wrapped up with some fake price I pulled out of nowhere, and she asked, AL. Now, how much time will it take for you guys to deliver? Me. 50 minutes. AL. What? I can't wait that long. My kids are hungry. Me. We're sorry, lady. We're kind of busy today, so I'll throw in some extra fries for the inconvenience. AL. Thank God. Finally someone who knows how to satisfy a customer. I proceed to end the call and wait. 2 hours later, she calls again, fuming. Me. Burger joint, go. AL. This is an absurdity. I want to know why my order still hasn't arrived. Me. We're sorry for this, AL. I'll check to see what happened. AL. You better. My kids are hungry. It was 9:30 p.m. when she called, so now it was almost 12 a.m. Who calls for burgers at 9:30? Proceeds to stall for another 5 minutes, making up some story of what happened. Me. I've checked, and it seems our delivery guy apparently stole your order for himself, so you're gonna have to cancel it. AL. How can you let that happen? I demand a refund. She, of course, never paid anything. No idea what her logic was here. Me. I'm sorry, lady. Due to the fact that we don't have more staff to make the delivery, you're gonna have to cancel your order. AL. This is ridiculous. I demand. I hang up and proceed to ignore her calls for the rest of the night. Fast forward another 4 weeks of peace, and surprise, surprise, here's AL's number on the ID again. But this time a male voice on the line, and AL in the background. I listen the following. Guy. So I called that burger place. AL. Wait, you called? Says name of the burger joint. Guy. Yes, it was on speed dial. AL. Hang up now. It's the worst place. And the guy hangs up the phone, and I never heard AL again. TLDR. Asshole lady calls my number consistently looking for burgers. Got a 2-hour wait, and her kid's hungry for the rest of the night. Surely I'm not alone in thinking how weird it is that she ordered food at 9:30 and still expected that food and wanted to eat at midnight? I mean, does anyone else think that's kind of odd? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of I Don't Work Here Lady. If you enjoyed this subreddit, let me know in the comments below and we can make some more of these in the future. But for now, we're like usual gonna switch it up and go into the bonus, which today is gonna be r/facepalm. Hope you enjoy it. I'll be impressed by anyone who can lift a box like this. I don't know if it's the length or the strength that impresses me more. I just set up Face ID and my sister can unlock my effing phone. How useless. You're identical triplets. What did you expect? We're not that identical. There are differences. Well, for your sister's sake, I hope some of the differences are intelligence, because Lord knows you lack it. If brains are biological computers, why don't we lag? You can't tell me you've never walked into a room before, or forgotten why you're there, or lost train of thought for a few seconds. Once, I was driving home from school, and had a brief moment of panic because I thought I'd forgotten my car at school. You know, I can't even make a joke about this, because I've actually been on the phone with someone and told them I'm panicking because I can't find my phone. It's a special moment. If I'm pregnant, will the baby be part my man's wife too? I heard the DNA test might get mixed, because if they're married, it would be 50% him because he's a man, and then 25% me and her? It has something to do with a baby that needs 2 X's and 1 Y, and that's how this child gets it if the dad is married, right? What? P.S. Don't worry, he's gonna leave her soon because he loves me. She's a psycho, though she's holding on to him even though he hates her. Okay. Additional details, I'm only asking because I don't want my baby to look like her. She's gross. And once again, we get another message from the identical twin, spreading her vast intellect throughout the world. Okay, seriously? YouTube just flagged my stream video because a song was playing in a coffee shop I was walking by. Oh yeah, that was totally your fault, man. Please don't hurt me, YouTube. Alright guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.